Okay, I had a chance to work on your design. And a picture is worth 1,000 words, but I will go over this design with you. At various angles, I should say. This cabinet here is designed for being a tray-based cabinet, so you're going to fit your cookie sheets on a vertical. This is your dishwasher, obviously. Got a cabinet here that turns the corner. We talked about that because you wanted to try and utilize as much storage space as possible, and I think this is doable. This turns the corner so it doesn't go any more than 24 inches from the corner of the wall to the end of the cabinet, where your countertop is 25.5 inches. Then you have another cabinet here. This cabinet here and this cabinet here are the same width. I know that you talked about the possibility of glass, and I could prep these two cabinets for glass to give this a little bit of a accent over your pass-through, near your pass-through here. It's your sink-based cabinets. This one's 30 inches wide. We talked about the sink base that you have selected, the double sink. That's 29 inches, and I think we can make that work. I probably will have to cut out some of the side of the cabinets to make that work. And of course, be very, very careful how that sink is centered if we're doing granite or quartz. But I think it's doable. Then in the corner, base corner, we have a super lazy Susan with 2 trays that spin independently. And we have a matching cabinet here. This cabinet here is the same identical size and shape as this cabinet over here to give some balance. You can see the gas stove here. It's what they call a slide-in gas stove, where the controls are in the front. We have another cabinet, wall cabinet, microwave cabinet. These cabinets would go to the ceiling, and the ceiling would touch, the crown molding above these cabinets would touch the ceiling. Got a bank of drawers here, 4 of them. Larger drawer in the bottom. Smaller drawers, 3 smaller drawers here. Wall cabinet. Refrigerator panel. The cabinet over the refrigerator gets bumped out, as you can see. And I've kept some clear space over here a little bit, probably about 3 or 4 inches, so the door can swing open a little past 90. But that door will still hit this wall. You can see this space right here. It's not much, but it's probably about 3 inches, I'd say. And on the other side, try and give you a decent view of what's going on here. This big guy here, this represents the bump down in the ceiling, which might be some sort of chase. I am probably going to run crown molding here and then butt into that bump down, and then the crown molding would stop against that. Then what I can do is continue the crown molding below. This cabinet ends up being 84 inches tall, I believe. I might have the height of that wrong, but the idea would be to sneak that underneath that bump down in the ceiling and put crown molding in what they call a fascia. So I can nail my crown molding to the fascia and get to the bump down ceiling. And this cabinet here would just have, this is where you would store your canned goods. This would have adjustable shelves. I think if you did roll out trays in here, the tray storage would end up being kind of on the skinny side. So, being that this cabinet's only 18 inches wide, this cabinet's 18 inches wide and 21 inches deep. So, then I made this little ensemble of cabinetry with legs. So this is actually freestanding, and it's hard to tell, but you can see this platform right here, the shelf, is 6 inches off the ground, so then your heat can kind of do what it has to do to get in the room. Of course, I can make that shelf a little higher if necessary, because I would build this on site. This is 15 inches deep. Could go 18, but we can certainly debate about that. We can also debate about the width of this setup, because we want to make sure that the dishwasher opens up without hitting it. I think if you centered it, you might have to just push this that way just a little bit more, but it still might clear. That's why I gave you enough space here. A little bit of a gap, probably about 6 inches here. So that's the walk around. Probably the next step is to go over this again in person, answer any questions, and select cabinetry. The most logical place to do that is my office here in Northampton. So, when you have time, send me an email back and let me know what days are good, and I can check my calendar and set up a time.